Alright, we're back. So, yeah, I think what we could do, if we want to keep the same mechanic here, what we could do is we could record how long we've been falling for, and then we could apply that to the value for how long we want our player to, be basically going upwards. So I'm trying to think though. We would still want there are a few things to consider, because we can't just record the time here, because our velocity is technically increasing as we go down here, but it's like up to 300, I don't know, like 300 pixels per frame or whatever. Not 300 pixels per frame, maybe like 300 per second. I'm not exactly sure what the value is, but yeah. So I think what we could do is record for how long we've been in the 300 second range, and that'll be the value that we use to add to these portals. I think that'll make the most sense. And then as for going through these portals here, like the horizontal ones, it would be the same exact thing. We would basically, I'm not sure what we would use to manipulate these values. We could it would probably be the player, but there's certain things that the portal has to do to make sure that we get the correct values. So yeah, let's get to it. So for the dash, I'm trying to think. Let me see. We dash through, and we still get the dash ability. I think what we'll do is, if you dash through, you're gonna get a consistent values no matter what. So I said this earlier. We're gonna kind of make a hybrid between the two, between this version of portals and the other version that we just wrote in our last stream. This one here. So yeah, this is portal 2. This is portal 1, and I guess we'll just make a portal 3. Valve only made portal 1 and portal 2, so we're gonna make portal 3 for them. So let's see. Let's go into our file system. Yeah, let's copy this code, and we'll create a new script for it. But what I think we're going to do is we're going to scrape some stuff from this script, put it here. Yeah, let's see. Shootout speed is 300. We're not going to be using that. Oh, okay. So I think the first thing we're going to do is go into our player script, and we're actually going to figure out when we should start recording the player's speed. It's going to happen in our gravity function. What we're going to have to do is say, basically, if motion.y is greater than 175, we want to start recording when this happens. That's going to be the exact moment that I guess we add this timer. And I'm trying to think right now How would we add this timer? We could literally just add a like something to our physics process and say, hey, this is gonna be, it could be in increments of delta. Let me see. Godot timer board. So I think we could do it in terms of delta, but I just want to make sure. Yeah, so the only thing I'm concerned with when using delta is that I feel like maybe that the time could technically change. Another thing we could technically do is add a timer and then see how much time was left from that timer. That's one way to go about it. Let me see something. Godot. Does delta ever change? Yeah, delta is not always supposed to be the same, so we can't. I don't know if we can use delta. So they're saying to use delta, but I don't know. Yeah, we might have to use delta, but I think what we could also do is have a time. Yeah, we could get a timer. Like, it'll be like 600 seconds. I mean, not even 600. Oh, glad you're here, Chev. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was gonna stream again, but I decided, hey, why not? I'm gonna try to make basically a hybrid between the first and second portal that we made. But I'm trying to figure out the best way to like record time, because if we use delta, it's going to be. I feel like it has like potential to be inconsistent. Like, you know, if we get varying delta values, like let's say we're following record a certain amount of time, and then we're using that same delta value to go up. Or maybe I'm not understanding delta as much as I thought, because maybe we wouldn't even need a timer. We would just keep subtracting delta, like after every frame, and it wouldn't be an issue until we hit 0. But it still could potentially be inconsistent. Let me see. Let me print delta really quick. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, like so right here, if you look at the bottom here, it's saying delta is 0.011 1666667. I think that's usually the value I get. So I mean, I think as long as it's consistent on on the machine, it would be fine. But I'm just worried if it'll ever change. Like, you know, if you're on a different like throughout different points of the game, it might be different. But yeah, another thing we could theoretically do is just create a timer, record the time left on the timer, and then use that as the as like the value. I think that might be what we do. I don't see any other way around it. But I wonder how a timer works, because I feel like it might also be using delta, so it could also be inconsistent. Like when it comes to like reusing the same amount of time. And there are some other ways, like you can do. Apparently, you can get os.get Unix time, which we could also use to get an elapsed time. You just really between the start time. Yeah. So yeah, they're saying here use delta, but like for our purposes, I don't think it's ideal. What do I want the time for? Okay, so the reason why I need time is because basically we need to record how long we've been falling for to like basically reverse that speed. So like here, wait, I'll show you. So, yeah, you'll see here. You know what? Before I do that, I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna make sure that this value stays the same. I'm pretty sure this is vector2.up. I'll erase it here too, just in case. Okay, so if I didn't have that 1.83 times 1.83, here's what would happen. See, that's our max velocity right there. Even though I jumped from way up there, our max velocity is 175, and 175 mixed in with gravity only brings us up this high. So what I want to do instead is when we're in the falling state, the second we hit 175, I'll create a timer. The timer records how long we've been falling. The portal is going to grab that value, whatever that value was when we teleported, and it's going to apply 175 velocity to the player up until the timer hits 0, and then after it hits 0, we'll start applying gravity again. Maybe just make a timer variable and increase it by delta times 1. Yeah, so that's what I was initially thinking. I don't think the delta value is ever going to change, but I'm just worried that it might. So let's see. I've seen the delta values change in the past. It hasn't happened recently, but I have seen it change. You know what we could do? We could like... if we don't use delta, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Yeah, it seems like delta's not changing. Alright, so we'll try with delta. Worst case scenario, I'll just use a timer. There's one thing I want to try though. Yeah. The x and y are flipped. I mean, the y is flipped. Vector 2 dot up is 0, -1. Yeah, we'll just use delta, and I'll test it out on like Linux or something just to make sure, or maybe like on a weaker machine. I think that's the only time delta might change, or like might be inconsistent. Should I have done it here? 167. I think our biggest issue. I remember having an issue with delta when we dashed into a spring here. But it's also going to be hard to see. You know what I could do? 1 point. Let me just do one thing. Oh, it's probably like some other value. It's like you know, it goes further down the decibels, but that's the only thing that gets recorded. So let me think. Whatever, we'll just test it out. So what I'll do here is we'll create another variable called fall time. Spring map stuff dash clear movement. Maybe we can put it. Let me see where gravity is. Yeah, we'll put it here. Var fall time. Okay, so even though this is fall time, can we include numbers? Yeah, okay. I think we'll do fall time after 175. It's gonna be a weird fall time after max. Fall time after max velocity. Then we'll go into our gravity here. And if motion.y is greater than 175, we'll say fall time after max velocity plus equals vector 2 or plus equals delta. And then when we exit the state, we might have to put this somewhere else, but for now, I'll leave it in the fall state. But the thing is, we might exit. Actually, wait a second. Let me see something. We might still be in the fall state when we enter the teleporter and we're falling upwards. And if that's the case, I think it's still fine. Alright, so yeah, we're still in the fall state. So what I could do here, we could keep the fall the same way. It's only going to add when our velocity is greater than 175, so it doesn't matter. So right here, we'll grab the max velocity, and yeah, it'll be perfectly fine. Okay, so then in our portal, maybe we don't even need teleport portal 3. Maybe we will, but let's see. So we have this variable called keep velocity, and keep player velocity is equal to false here. We're gonna get rid of select player. Are we even using select player? I don't think so. Alright, so the second we enter this hitbox here, not this one, not this one. We're running teleport player. And then in teleport player, this is where we're adding the velocity. I'm gonna copy determine player velocity here. I'm gonna run it in our teleport portal, because there's too much going on here. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of, honestly, I'm just gonna rewrite this whole thing. You know what? We're going to keep this the way it is. I am going to make it in teleporter 3. Just in case we mess up. Okay, so over here, where are we running? We're running on area hitbox entered if player is dashing. This is usually what we do, but I'm going to erase that, and we'll just say teleport player node. And then in determine player velocity, actually in teleport player, I think this is where we're gonna run add to player's velocity, and this is also where we're gonna grab the player speed. So I think for now we're just gonna record that player speed, or record that player time. The second they hit the hitbox, that's when we want to record that time. So var player fall duration. Yeah, we'll keep it at player fall duration. So this equal to 0. And what we'll do here is player underscore fall duration is equal to player dot fall time after max velocity. And then we're going to say if player fall duration is greater than 0. Oop. Do something like that. This is technically hard-coded, and we could grab the player's max velocity, but I'll just set it to 175 for now. And then we're gonna want to create like another function that determines how long we want the player to fall for. So actually what we'll do here is if player fall duration is equal to 0, we're just going to say player motion times export This might give us some issues on the switching from the Y to X axis. I'm not sure just yet, but yeah, we'll leave it there for now. And then if it's greater than, we're gonna create another function called do we want to create another function? Yeah, we'll do that. So this is going to be in our physics process. So what we'll do is, we'll just do it here. Keep player velocity. And we do want to put delta in here because this is where we're going to subtract fall duration. And then what we're going to do here is player fall duration but before we do that, we want to make sure that player motion is equal to our export teleporter node dot out. So we can do times 175, or we can grab the player's max velocity. Let's see. I think we do grab the max velocity here. Let's see. Yeah, max falling speed is motion.y. The only thing is, if we do this, we want to make sure max falling speed is also equal to 175. Or, you know, could also just put this here. There we go. Max falling speed is equal to motion.y. Yeah. Okay, player node dot motion is equal to export teleport node dot outgoing direction times 175 player duration minus equals delta. What we'll do here, just as like a failsafe, if delta is less than or equal to 0. Oh wait, oh no, not delta. Player fall duration. Something like that. Okay, player fall duration is equal to fall time max velocity. If player fall duration is equal to 0, player.motion is equal to player motion times export teleporter node outgoing direction. Yeah, okay. So hopefully this works as is. I'm gonna have to move all of these and make another set. Teleporter 3. And we'll just try it on the y-axis for now. I think it might be a little different on the x-axis, but oh, and another thing we're gonna have to figure out is how to make them consistent with, like, if you're falling at an angle, maybe there's gonna be different values for that as well. And yeah, if you're in the x-axis, maybe we'll just bound it to the x and y instead of dealing with yeah, it's hard. It's hard to figure out. Let's just see. This is why dashing through would make our lives so much easier. What? Oh, do we still have to dash through? Oh, it's because they're not connected. This is 14. Work for me, buddy. Teleport player. Teleport player. If is dashing player node and can teleport player. Player dot global position is. So we're not even teleporting our player at the moment. Let me see what's going on here. This is 13, this is 14, and we are using teleport node 14. And let's just make sure we're using teleport portal 3. On teleport area hitbox entered, teleport player node. We didn't do anything differently. I'm wondering. Yeah, so this if statement's not checking at all. Maybe. Oh, so yeah, what the hell? Wait a second. All right, so that's checking. And I guess if export teleport, if player, oh. Okay, so yeah, the only thing, whoa. Yeah, the only thing left to do is, technically, when we enter this portal, our max time is not reset. So I think we could just put it in the portal, like literally, right. So yeah, let me just see one more thing. Yeah, our values should never change here. If we dash up, this will be our max value. Oh. But it actually seems like these values are changing. They're not consistent. We're progressively getting lower and lower. Until eventually, I think we're just gonna go. Let me see something. So I think what's manipulating us right now is our it might be the friction that's actually messing with us. Yeah, I think it's the friction. I think we have some friction on our player. Let me see. No, we don't. So the issue might also be the inconsistencies with delta, because we're subtracting a value, but we are losing a bit because it might not be recording the full value of delta. So like, especially when we're like very close to 0. It could be messing with us. So another thing we could do instead of using delta is using a timer. Basically just check how much time is left, and based on that time, that's how long it will fall. Just want to make sure. Let's see. Yeah, so what's the difference between, let me see something. Maybe we could just, if these values are very consistent with each other, maybe we could just add one value of delta. Because that's what seems to be the issue. It seems like it's actually missing 2 deltas. If I'm not mistaken. Let me see one more thing. No. Okay, it's very inconsistent because sometimes we're getting 0.3, sometimes it's 1 delta off, and then sometimes it's 2 delta off. And sometimes, let me see something. You know what I think, if we just compare it to the first one, 0.46, let me just see something. So yeah, the first time it's 2 delta values off, And then the second time, oh my god, why is this so hard to figure out? Yeah, the next time around it's even more off. It's very inconsistent. Okay, so yeah, I think unless there's something else I'm not understanding with delta values. We are setting this back to 0. I don't know. Let's try doing it with a timer. Let's do this. I create a new timer here. I think we'll make the wait time. It's never that long. I think we could keep it we could keep our max at like 10 seconds. I think that's more than enough time for us to figure out what's going on. Only thing is, now we're gonna have to create another variable to check when we've hit 175, and then create a variable. Create the variable that checks when we hit 175, and then run the timer once that happens, and make sure it doesn't happen again. And then make sure we reset it when we exit the false state. I'll be right back. I have to use the bathroom. All right. Okay. Fall duration timer. Let's go here. Get a reference to that. Okay, fall duration timer node. So what we're gonna do is in our gravity function. Oh, and we're gonna have to create another variable. Let's go into var gravity real quick. We're just gonna say var start duration. Okay. And in our gravity function, okay, so yeah, this is all we need to do. And then in our, I guess in our exit state, we want to make sure that we set this back to true. Okay, so we've got this timer, and we've started it. So what we'll do is in our teleport portal, right over here. What we could technically do, player fall duration. What we could do. Let me see. I'm trying to think. We would still have to. Oh, we do have the keep velocity timer. We can just set whatever is left, or whatever time is left minus the original time, which is 10 seconds minus the time that's left is equal to our duration, and we'll keep that as our keep velocity timer value. So player fall duration. What we'll do here, we could do it. We'll put it in our teleport player. Or we could also do it in determine. Yeah, we'll do it here in determine velocity. So we'll do player. What do we call it? Player fall duration timer node. Player dot okay, player fall duration timer node. We technically don't need to record this, but I'm just gonna create one more variable, and we'll call player. Oh, we do have player fall duration, so we'll just keep this player fall duration. So we'll set that as our player fall duration. So right now, player fall duration is equal to this. We're gonna comment this out. We also need to make sure that this is true, or that this is still working, or this is on. I mean, we could check with. Let me see. I think we could check if a timer is running. We could check if it's stopped, but we also have a variable in our player that already does that. Oh, so we could have just checked if our timer is stopped. To begin with, but what the hell is this? Plugins? I don't want plugins. Oh, and we also need to make sure that, did we stop the timer? I don't think we did. Okay, I think what we're gonna do is actually for our gravity function, we're just gonna check if it's stopped. If it's not stopped, then we'll run it. We also need to make sure that we don't go past 10 seconds, but I don't think we ever will go past 10 seconds, but you never know. So we'll do if fall duration timer node dot Alright, yeah, I think that's all we have to do. So if it stopped, we start it, and then while it's started, we won't have to worry about it for a while. And then when we exit the state, we stopped it. I'm just gonna double check. Fall duration timer. Start. Yeah, I should organize this code a bit. Let's do this. Okay. So then in our teleporter node now, in the determine velocity, what we'll do is we're gonna have an if statement here. Player fall duration timer node is equal. Whoops, we do have to put this out here. What's this? Player fall duration timer node is equal to this. If player fall duration timer node dot is stopped is equal to false, player fall duration is equal to fall duration timer dot get time left. What we're gonna do is we're gonna say it's actually 10 minus this value. Yeah, I think this is in seconds, if I'm not mistaken. We can double check that. Let me see. Yeah, time remaining in seconds. Okay, so if player fall duration, we should set player fall. Okay, it is 0. I just realized something. No, maybe not. Maybe I'm just overthinking things. Player fall duration 10 minus player fall duration timer node. Yeah, I think this should work the way it is. And then as for our timer, I don't think we use it just yet. Yeah, we don't use it yet. So we're gonna delete this, connect it, and then over here we have a variable saying keep player velocity. No, we don't. Okay. Keep player velocity is equal to fall. We need to make sure that we. The thing that I was concerned about was if keep player velocity is equal to true somewhere. That's what could be giving us some problems. So what I'm gonna do is just over here teleport. Keep player velocity is equal to false here. Actually, no. I'm gonna put it over here. And then also on the timeout is where we're gonna want to keep it false. Alright, so if player fall duration is equal to 0, we do. Oh, let's reset that value too. So this is where we would stop. Like, this is where we set the initial. I'm gonna keep this value here in case we do want to switch over to delta, like determining the time with delta. But for now, we're just gonna keep it here. So then we're gonna do, where's it? Player fall duration timer node is stopped, and then. And then we're going to want to start running keep player velocity. But we need to also make sure, when does this... Let's say... keep player velocity is equal to true, keep player velocity. And then over here... I think it should work now. There might be something we're missing though. I'll just run it and let's see. Controller's connecting. Okay, so yeah, this is not this is not what we wanted. Oh, it did work for a split second though. so let me see here. We could disable it for a split second just to see if it's working properly. Now we could just say can teleport player is equal to false right here. Export teleport in a node. Let me bring this down here because usually we don't need this little piece of usually we don't need this. And who knows? Okay. Okay, so it's because of this, maybe not. Player node. We still don't have a timer, or did we start the timer? We didn't start the timer just yet, but it should have gone regardless. Player node motion. Let's get rid of this. So yeah, this is the timer. In our physics process, we're saying key player velocity is equal to true. Did we set it to true? We never set it to true. I think that's the problem. Yeah, we never set it to true. There we go. So yeah, it works here, but we're gonna have to check if it's still consistent, because yeah, it worked with using delta, but it just wasn't consistent. So let's make sure we're not using disable here. Where's disable? Let's get rid of this. No! Wait. It does seem consistent. Like, I'm not entirely sure why we got up to this box, but then it oh, it's weird. Like sometimes it goes above it, and then sometimes it doesn't. Maybe I'm just tripping. Alright, yeah, it seems like it's fine. No, yeah, you can see there. We did go above that box right there. But at this point, it seems like it's fine. It's like the first, like the first time it runs, it's weird, but after that, it's fine. Oh. Let me see something. Yeah. So if this happens, I think we need to make sure we do something about that. Oh, and another thing we need to make sure of is it seems like technically gravity doesn't reset at this point. We need to make sure we reset gravity at the end of this. Oh, maybe that's what's messing up the initial values here. Maybe that's what was messing up our our fall duration with using delta. It was the fact that we kept gravity. Gravity was still like at 100%. We kept trying to apply gravity to the player while motion was being added to the player. So let me just see something. Look at gravity. I mean, it doesn't matter. It works now. I'm probably not gonna switch it up if it already works. But let's see. Max falling speed. Yeah, actually, I don't know why that's happening. Our gravity is not doing anything that would mess us up. Okay. But yeah, there's one other thing that I wanted to do. And that's at the end of this timer. Let's just make sure. Maybe we'll set motion.y equal to 175, maybe. Oh. Player no.motion. Oh, and another thing we're gonna have to make sure of is if we enter if we change states, we need to make sure that that code doesn't run. Whoa! What? What did I do here? All I did was set motion equal to 175. There's something's wrong with this. I don't know what yet. It's like sometimes our max velocity doesn't, our max velocity doesn't change. Like right there. I think it's happening when we go all the way up. Yeah, like right there. What the hell? Well, one thing we need to make sure of is that it must be something here that's like, let me see. Player mode, like keep player velocity should be reset if we exit the fall state. So yeah, that's one thing we need to make sure of. If state does not equal states.fall, should be if it equals states.fall. So yeah, that would ensure that this never happens. I'm not sure if that's the main issue, but that's definitely something that was required. So we dash up. Yeah, it still happens that like. What is going on? Let me see something. Oh, I think we can print our motion right here. Okay, I know what it is. It's because when we no, I thought it might have been because when we dash, we're adding a value, but then our max velocity changes, but that's not the case. And I think another thing we want to do is maybe give our player like a minimum velocity here, because like right now you'll see that we can basically teleport, and we don't want that. Like I'll give it a minimum velocity of like 50. That way we at least like shoot up. But I'm still trying to figure out why it looks perfect like this. And it only happens when we dash up, too. Yeah, like right there. What the hell is going on right there? We aren't hitting the... When we dash sideways, we hit the neutral state, but not when we dash upwards. Or not when we dash upwards from here. Or we are. Okay, yeah. So the issue is we're not hitting the neutral state sometimes. Like right there. So let's check what's going on there. If enter neutral state and not dashing. Let me see. So enter neutral state is true. What could be? Let me see one more thing. In our state logic, what happens first? Entering neutral state or entering fall state? Or yeah, entering fall or entering neutral? Yeah, neutral is first, and we return here. So as long as this is true and we're not dashing, this should happen. All right, right there. It's hard for me to tell. Wait. Yeah, okay. So something's like overriding us going into the neutral state. It's when we go up. When we go up and we kind of like yeah, it's while we're going up. Oh, I think I got it. All we have to do is we just have to stop this timer. It's still happening, no. What's going on? You know what I think it is? It's because we're not in the... There's definitely like a variable in either our dash. I would assume it's in our dash state. Something's there that isn't getting reset, because usually when you enter the idle state is when like, I don't know, like can dash gets reset or something like that. So let me see. Look at dash. Like dash delay. Oh, after dash delay. I don't know. So what's weird is that on our dash timeout, that's when we start. So we enter the dash, we run can dash is equal to false, dash input is equal to false. Everything is equal to false here. We run dash. I don't think dash is too important. We'll look at it for a split second. Dash delay is equal to true. After dash delay, dash direction. Enter neutral state is equal to true. And then we run dash timeout. So this is our dash duration. So if we go into dash timeout. So at this point, oh, I think I see what's going on here. At the end of our dash, we're starting the enter neutral state timer. And I think what's happening, let me see, where does enter neutral state? Enter neutral state is equal to false at the end of our exit state here. So yeah, that's the problem. I'm surprised it worked at all. Enter neutral state is equal to false here it's false. Okay, so it just seems like it's very, very inconsistent here. Dashing across is always nice. Dashing up is fine. Dashing down is fine. So it only ever becomes an issue in here. So it makes me wonder, maybe it's not our code, our player code, but something in here is. I mean, it does seem like this is off though. Like our code for going into the neutral state is kind of off. Let me see, where do we set? Another thing we could could kind of force this in our state logic. Let me just say, let's see. We could get rid of this. Like, we should always enter the neutral state. Maybe we could even say, if not dashing, just change our state to neutral. Let's see. Well, let's see. Okay, I think I figured it out. What we could do is, if we're not dashing, we're always going to enter the neutral state. And then we just need to make sure that we start the timer on enter state. Neutral state. True. There we go. Well, so yeah, it must have been. There must have been. I actually don't know what the root of the problem was. Maybe it was just some faulty coding that I did. But yeah, it does work now. And yeah, the issue wasn't our gravity, it was that we weren't entering the neutral state. So immediately after dashing, you would just start falling. So there's like no delay. Oh, whoa. Okay, so there is one other thing. Oh! So there's one other thing that's wrong with this, and that's... We have to make sure that we're not setting this... right now, we're setting the player motion... We might want to set this to this. This is why dashing through would have made our life so much easier. Also, it's so weird, like it's... I don't know why it's so, like... It doesn't look natural. might be because we're just moving too fast. Yeah, maybe the speed is too fast. You try like one. Let me see what would happen if we just set our max speed to like 150. Yeah, I think it's because our resolution is so slow, moving really fast without any like our texture is not too. It's not really detailed, so it gives us that weird look. I slowed it down just a bit, but you know, another thing I'm gonna do. I think we're gonna stick to the old dash. I mean the old teleporter for now. 'Cause I don't know. Maybe we just need to figure out. Maybe if we have like more detail in our sprite, that might fix the issue. But yeah, I'm gonna take a break for now. Thanks for watching.